All right, so folks, in unit number 7, it's talking about career exploration and lifestyles. Okay, guys, so again, on MrMathWell.com, go to your Financial Literacy 30 page, and you should see, boys, pay attention, please. You should see under Unit 7, Lifestyles and Careers. Okay, so these are bullet points from saskmoney.ca, and I've kind of taken this assignment from each of these. So we're going to do one assignment for this Unit 7, and this is the assignment here, and I'm going to have this video that I'm making on this near the beginning here, okay? So this is your assignment. I'm going to hand this out right now so you can take a quick look at it. And then for the first part of this, which is reflecting on a desired lifestyle, I'm going to walk you through that first part, and then we're going to choose, you guys are going to choose 2 careers to study, and then I'm going to let you get started on the rest of it. Okay, guys, on this assignment, as I mentioned, there's 2 parts, okay? Now let's just look at this. There's 2 parts to the curriculum that this connects to, listed above. The overview says this: have you ever thought about what kind of lifestyle you want to live and how your future career might support it? This assignment helps you explore your desired lifestyle. It's going to help you research financial careers. So there's all sorts of careers that you guys may be interested in. In this class for financial literacy, I want you to explore careers that are finance related. Excuse me. Wow. And then we're going to try and see if your lifestyle can match up with one of those careers. So the holidays, the money you make, where you have to live, and all sorts of stuff. Okay? So there's 2 parts. What kind of life do you want to have? And again, I don't want you to be like, well, I want to have like a billionaire life. That's what I want to have. Okay, well, everybody maybe wants to have that. But what kind of life do you realistically want to have as a goal? Okay, what's important to you? And we're going to walk through that together a little bit. And then you're going to research some careers, find out sort of what requirements are there for those careers, like the schooling, and maybe there's places you really should live if you're going to do that. Or maybe, so maybe if you want a big sprawling ranch, but you want to work as a business analyst in New York, that might not match well. You know what I mean? So we're going to walk through this assignment a bit, and when it's all said and done, I want you to have an idea of, hey, this is what's important to me for a lifestyle, and these are the jobs that would interest me, that are interesting to me, and that might support this desired lifestyle. So that's the goal of this unit, okay? All right, so we are going to do a little bit of this together, explore your desired lifestyle. So I'm going to have some questions for you to answer. These are some of the questions, but I'm going to lead you through some thinking. And then part 2 is explore careers, and towards the end of this class, each of you are going to pick 2 careers. We're going to have a bit of a draft, and you're going to pick 2 careers, and you're going to research them following the instructions on this paper. And I am going to make a joint Google slide presentation, and you are each going to get about 6 slides to put your information on. And then we're basically going to go through the slideshow, and you're going to talk about your section, and then someone else is going to get up and talk about theirs, and so on. Okay, so there is a bit of a presentation at the end. I want to know about what you found out about these jobs, and I want you to share with your classmates what you learned. Okay? So there is a class presentation, as I mentioned. What's your chosen career of interest? You would have researched 2. You really only have to talk in depth about 1 if you want. But I think you should talk about the 2, because it was 3 careers, but I downed that to 2 for you. So I would like you to share a little bit about both of them. How does it support your desired lifestyle? You can be as transparent as you want with what you want your lifestyle to be. At least some main points would be nice. And then what you learned about the financial industry, what you learned about this through this whole thing. Here's the rubric. So your lifestyle reflection, which we will start on together today. The career research, that's 2 careers, 10 points each. Your lifestyle evaluation, okay, so what is the connection between the career that you're choosing and does it match with your lifestyle that you are wanting? The slide design and communication, so how your information is on the slide and how you present your information. And there's a submission checklist there as well for you. Okay? Including resources listed. Okay? You need to have your resources listed, and that can go on the slideshow at the end or whatever. Okay? All right, so let's walk through the first part together, which is talking about lifestyle. Okay. So the outcome that we're looking at here is exploring career options to support one's desired lifestyle goals. We should talk about lifestyle first. So what would you say? Give me your own definitions for what you think lifestyle actually means. What do I mean when I say, what is your desired lifestyle? And again, this is after high school, when you're an adult, okay? Maybe 10 years from now. What is your desired lifestyle? What am I talking about when I say lifestyle? What are some ideas? And we'll maybe write them down here. What do you think? Yep.
How you live your life.
Sorry?
How you live your life.
Okay, how you live your life. Yeah, as a big overall general statement, your lifestyle is how you live your life. That is absolutely true. Let's talk about, let's be a little more specific though, because that's still pretty vague, right? If I say lifestyle means how you live your life, I don't really know too much more about what lifestyle maybe is. So what about some examples? So how you live your life, for example, what? I'll give you a chance to add to that.
How much you make, how much you live, like where you live, what you do.
Okay, so how you live your life. Now maybe what you make, I don't know if the dollars that you make is actually that closely associated with your lifestyle. And here's my point. So if I make $100,000 a year, that number is not my lifestyle. Now I can have a certain lifestyle with making that much money. If I made $500,000 a year, I would have a different lifestyle. So yeah, they're connected, but the money you make wouldn't be like a definition of a lifestyle. So I think what you said after that was a little bit, I like that a bit more. So it's not necessarily your salary, your lifestyle is not equal to your salary, but like you said, what else did you say?
What you do for like a living.
Okay, what you do for a living. Okay, so the kind of job that you have. What else? Lifestyle. What else? You have your hand up?
The way you spend your money.
Thank you. Okay, the way you spend your money. What else do you spend in life? Time. Okay, your time. Okay, so your lifestyle would be like, what things do you, what are your maybe goals, right? Okay, so your goals. What do you value? Okay, your values. Interests. Okay. I think these are all good. So what you do for a living, the way you spend your money, your time, what are your goals, what are your values, what are your interests. So it's, on a high level, you're right, it's how you live your life, but that's got to include the way you spend your time. Okay, so this is good. That's maybe a loose definition, but it gives us an idea of what we're talking about lifestyle, okay? So let's say that my lifestyle, okay, like I do not cherish really expensive things, okay? Like I don't need to buy a lot of fancy clothes. I'm like an old farm kid. And if I have a shirt that doesn't have any holes in it, I'll wear it for as long as it starts, if it starts to get holes, or if I lose it, or if I rip it, then I'll do something with it. I'll probably turn it into rags and use it in the garage. Like I keep things. I don't care about shopping. I don't go buy new things. My wife, when she's out shopping, she sees something that she would like to see on me. She buys it and then throws it on the bed. And I get home, I'm like, oh, what's this? She's like, I bought that for you. Oh, okay, I'll try it on. And if it fits, I wear it because she likes it. I don't really care about clothes. So in my lifestyle, I don't need to go shopping. I don't need designer stuff. I don't really care, okay? If it covers me up and keeps me warm, I'm good, okay? This is our mission shirt from 2 years or 3 years ago. I don't care. I like it. It's good, but it's old. I don't care. So that's part of my lifestyle, okay? So you might really want a new car, okay? I drive an older vehicle. I don't really care about a new car. I do have a newer truck, but most of my other vehicles are old. Let's say, if you like doing a lot of your own home repair or vehicle repair, then maybe you have older vehicles, you do some of your own work, and you save money that way, and you put your money towards something else. So for example, if I don't need a brand new car and I don't mind doing some work in my garage on my own, then I will save money, and I'll probably put that money towards like music stuff. I play guitar, music stuff, that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll spend some money there. Maybe I'll spend some money on my kids. Maybe I'll spend some money buying sports equipment for our family, or maybe we're going to buy a camper, go camping. So what kind of vacations do you like? Do you like going on a cruise in the Caribbean, or do you like going camping at the campground, that's 45 minutes from here? I don't know. That kind of stuff. All right. This second part, okay, and you guys should be jotting this stuff down. I'm helping you with this first part. So you can be jotting this down in the back of your assignment there maybe, or on your notes or whatever. So reflect on your current lifestyle, including your needs and your wants. Now, you are all living a certain lifestyle right now. It's largely dictated by your parents or your family situation, right? That's kind of the lifestyle that you're living. If your family goes on many vacations, then that may be something that you like doing, and that's maybe something that you want to continue doing when you're an adult and in charge of your own family. It may not be. So consider what your life is like now, what you enjoy and what is important to you, what you would change. Okay? If your family goes on hot vacations twice a year, always, and you're like, well, let's see, that costs about $10,000 each time we go. I don't want to spend $20,000 to sit on a beach. There are beaches that are a lot closer. I don't want to go on hot holidays. I don't want to do that. Maybe you say that's not my lifestyle, so you don't need to have the money for that. Or let's say you never have been anywhere to a hot holiday like to Mexico or something, and you're like, I want to do that at least once a year. Wow, okay, go ahead. You can write that down. But now the next stage is you're going to have to figure out how to pay for that, and if that fits with the other choices that you want to make, okay? So reflect on your current lifestyle. What kind of things do you want to do different? An example for me, and again, I'm sharing all my life here today, but when I was your age, I grew up on the farm, and I remember working out in the fields, and we lived near a lake. And you know what? Every summer when I was like sweating, picking rocks, and driving an old dusty tractor, cultivating or harrowing or something, I would see all these people driving right by, going to the lake. I'm like, no way I can go camping right now. We're too busy on the farm. And you know what I said to myself? I'm like, if I could, I would have a job where I could go to the lake in the summer if I wanted to. I don't really want to have to work all summer. I would like to spend some time at the lake. And so part of my decision to become a teacher was like, you know what? I'm going to work my butt off for 10 months of the year, and then I'm going to have the flexibility to go camping if I want to. And that was like part of my decision. I was like, yeah, I think I could do that. That's part of a lifestyle that I want. I didn't want to be stuck underneath a tractor or cultivator, ripping my knuckles apart with dirt in my eye all summer. And that's what I was doing. I was working hard all summer when I was your age. Now, there's nothing wrong with farming, and there's nothing wrong with working all summer, because you don't work as hard in the winter when you're a farmer usually, unless you have cattle and stuff. But usually the winter's a little bit lighter. Definitely, farmers are working not as much as I am in the winter now, but I can have a little more flexibility in the summer. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I want you to think about, all right? Now, this one here, I want you to think about how various perspectives could affect your lifestyle. So for example, the things that you might value could be affected by your culture, your religious convictions, your community ties, your family structure, or whatever demographic. So for example, I want you to list 4 lifestyle effects due to culture, religion, place of residence, family situation, community involvement, etc. So you may say, listen, I want to be heavily involved in my community church because I'm a person of faith and I want to be involved in my church. So I want to make sure that I can do that in the evenings and weekends. Or I want to be able to give donations to my local charities. I want to be able to be in a city that has a university so my kids could go to university and live at my house. That's one of the decisions that I made. I was like happy to live in Regina here because there's U of R here. And my kids live in my house. That's how I help them through university. They live in my house. Okay, that's part of the decision I make. That's the lifestyle I wanted for my kids. And now some of them are going to move away, but you know. So does your culture or your religion dictate things? For example, maybe culture, you want to be near your family because family is very important, and you want to live near your family. And your family lives in, this city right now. Or, you want to live with near your parents and your grandparents and all of your siblings, and so you have to live in a city where everyone's now living. Okay, or maybe your your culture, you want to live in India when you graduate high school, or you want to live in China, or you want to, whatever, you want to go back to Korea, or go back to where your roots are. Okay, so I mentioned a few right there. That might be something that you might consider. Okay, this is the last point, and some of these questions are in your assignment page, and this is where I'll end for this little guidance part. Some of these questions are right on the page here, the ones in blue. Okay, so now I want you to think about, describe your desired lifestyle goals after high school. So what do you want to be able to do in your day-to-day life? What do you want to do every year, or what are you hoping to do once in a lifetime, etc.? So what are your goals? What do you want to be able to do, right? Like, if you want to go to Mexico once per year, you need to think about that and write that down, okay? And then you're going to need to figure out how to pay for that. Where do you want to live? What type of house do you want? This is actually a really good one. Do you want to rent an apartment? Are you fine with that? Small space, you don't have to come up with a down payment, you're not fixing your own house. Do you want to live in an apartment? Do you want a big house because you want to have pets and hopefully a family one day? What kind of housing do you want? Do you want a condo where you don't have to do all the yard work? You just pay somebody else to do it? You know what I mean? You want to live out of town, in town? And then here's the big thing, because we're going to connect these lifestyle choices with the careers that you're going to research, and I want you to estimate the cost of your lifestyle. Okay, so have some kind of budget for your lifestyle. You can start with a monthly budget, but I would suggest a yearly budget, because a lot of these jobs are going to give yearly salaries. Okay, so think about the things you want to do, the things you're going to have to pay for. Think about income tax, right? About 6% of your income is going to go to the government, so you got to think about that. We talked a little bit about taxes, but not a lot about percentages yet. But things you're going to have to pay for and the things you're going to want to do. So I want you to try to figure out if you can afford your lifestyle with one of these careers you're going to research. Does that make sense? So you're going to kind of say, you know what? I picked an accountant, and I want to go to Mexico every year, and I want to have a brand new car. Those are two important things. And I need to live in New York. So being an accountant is not going to match up with my lifestyle. Okay, that's fine. I want you to detail that and tell us that when this is all said and done. Or you want to say, I want to live very simply. I want to live, the only thing I want is I want an acreage. I want to be out of town. I want an acreage. I don't have to travel. I don't have new cars. I want to do some stuff myself on my acreage in my big shop. And so being an accountant works perfect. I'm going to be able to save money on top of all the things I want to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. So that's what we're going for here. Okay, any questions so far? Yes.
Do you want us to figure out what we would be spending and our income and all
Yep,
that?
I do want you to estimate the cost of your lifestyle.
Do you want
so
that
the
detailed though?
Yep, I want you to be as detailed as you can. Yep. So you guys, we talked about budgets, right? So we talked about budgets. Your lifestyle is going to include, I'm assuming, food. Mm-hmm. Right? Are you going to go without food every year? No.
Oh, yeah.
So so kind of think about the budget part of it too. Estimate the cost of your lifestyle. I do want you to think about monthly first, because that's easy. If you're going to spend $500 on food every month, well, times that by 12, right? If you're going to, you know what I mean? And then add your vacations, and then add your car payments, and add your whatever.
Do you want us to do a yearly budget with the food, or do you want to just say this is what I'm spending?
You know what? I want some detail. I want you to show me kind of how you came up with your cost of your lifestyle. Yeah.
So if you do a monthly and then times.
You could do a monthly and then a yearly. That would be perfect. Yep.
Just give you the total.
Yeah. Because sometimes it's easier to start with a month.
Yeah.
You know, and then besides the month, what I'm not going to do every month, but I'm going to do a vacation once a year. I'm gonna buy a car once every 5 years. I don't know. You know, so divide that by 5, the total cost, or whatever. Yeah, but do a month and then do a year. That's a great plan. Hi.
When will this be due?
Okay, the due date is coming. Any questions, though, about the assignment itself? All right. So I walked you through the first part. The second part, we're going to choose some, we are now going to flip back over to the lifestyle and career assignment, and we're going to focus in on these 30 careers, and you are each going to pick 2, okay? And then you can continue on your assignment.
was easy.